And we're live. What's going on, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV. Obviously, I'm just about to edit the podcast, um, and the news has just come through. What a weird time um, to announce a signing at 11:15 at night. But listen, this is probably the worst kept secret in football that he's signed. We knew he was signing. We've seen him in London over the last few days. Um, he's been signing West Ham stuff, autographs and all that. But finally, kitty cat, they've confirmed the signing of Scamacca for about 35 million euros plus add-ons. I think the first striker that we've signed since Albion Ayeti, which was I think 3 years ago now. Wow, uh, that on its own is amazing, to be quite honest with you. But it's done. It's over the line. Listen, I know a lot of ladies are going to be very pleased with him because he's quite a good-looking fella. But he's a centre forward, and he's something that we've needed for such a long time. He is a bit of a baller. I've been reading up about him, and I've got some statistics and all that sort of thing. Um, I'm gonna go more in depth in it tomorrow. Um, but he's a bit of a baller. Is Scamacca very highly rated? They was sort of touting him to go to PSG. I think there was a few big clubs. Arsenal was sniffing around him a couple of years ago. Um, yeah, he's a bit of a baller. Uh, he likes to goal from distance, but he's six. I think he's about 6'4", big, strong guy, um, and it's just what we need. To be honest with us, just what we need. Um, I'm very happy with the signing. I'm sure you are too. I'll take some comments in a second. He's 6'5", apparently, says Nick Blackman. Um, but it's a big centre forward, someone with a bit of instinct. Yeah, I'm over the moon with it. Hopefully, now they've got Scamacca over the line. They're talking about Kostic. I think they share the same agent. We can finally go to bed. Yeah, says John Price. Look, um, which is good. Scott Lawton, how am I doing? I'm doing very well now. But yeah, we've got this one over the line, and it's good. And I said a couple of weeks ago, look, we all know about the news about Aguerd. It's not great having a little bit of um, an injury could keep him out for a little while. Um, Hamish Chatley, don't have much opinion on him. Barely seen him, but just want to strike a win. Really, Mickey too. Yeah, I think that's what we needed. We just spoke about it on the podcast how we talked a little bit about Antonio's legacy and how well he's filled in. And I think especially me, a little bit harsh on him because he's filled in a gap that we needed, and he's sort of plugged the gap sort of thing. And I think he's going to do really well. Nick from Crossdammer said, I hope it's not another Haller. The video I got coming up tomorrow, I'm going to be sort of comparing the last few strikers that we've had and sort of highlighting why I think he will be a success. But I'm very happy with this one, really happy with this one. I've got to go to bed because I've got to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. As I said, I've got the podcast to edit and all that sort of thing. But really, I don't know why they've announced it now, but somebody said after the England game, people were, yeah, obviously they've been dropping hints all day. They dropped a bit of a bollock earlier on West Ham because they released his shirt in a shop before he was officially announced. We all knew he was going to be announced, but yeah, 15, 20 goal season, man. I reckon this is going to be. I reckon he's going to get 15, 20 goals. As Dangerous Sod says, going to be wearing a number 7. So real Arnautovic vibes about him. He's been touted as a new Ibrahimovic. As I said, Milan really wanted him. I know that there's a few Milan fans that are a bit upset that he hasn't signed for them. They wanted him to stay for another year with his current club and then sign for them. As I said, PSG wanted him. A few big clubs in for him. Yes, if they announced him during the game, some wet wipe would have criticised the club about how they don't disrespect women's football. I wasn't expecting it tonight. I was expecting it tomorrow morning, about 9 o'clock. But they quarter to 11 at night. Just yeah, I'm just over the moon that we've got a centre forward in for once. It's it's real good news. Let's take some of your comments. Um, Wait until the faithful get on his back for not scoring against Man City. That's not going to happen, Mr. Torres. Moyes didn't put his trust in Haller. Pellegrini wanted him. Haller was never a Moyes signing. Moyes has to be so patient, been so patient with signing a striker. If he wanted him, he must be half decent at football. Scamacca down there onto Kostic, hopefully. Corner's going to be deadly. Yeah, we've got some height in there now. Guess we're going to get to see him at Lons. I'm excited. I'm not sure about that. I won't even expect him to be playing against Man City, to be quite honest with you. He's got to get up to speed. The club misspelled his name in the video and deleted it. Typical. Scamacca's got 100 goals in 10 games. Absolutely, mate. Um, Def could get 15 goals if he played in the right way, not a lone striker like Antonio. Lee Barron, who I know is an Arsenal fan, says he won't score more than 10 goals. That's what I said about Gabriel Jesus. We'll have a little gentleman's bet to see who scores more. He's so silky on the ball for a big man, and his link-up players' quality. He's finishing his top tier, just what we need. It's not just the goals. It's not just the goals, mate. This guy's a target man. He brings others into play. Come on, Nick. Moyes has always wanted brick up front like a Duncan Ferguson. Okay. Media depth in the Prem. See you on DR Sports. You would have seen me there a few times. Yeah, absolutely. Antonio playing in the front three now. Does he get dropped? I think he's still got a role to play. As I said, we've just recorded the podcast, which is patrons, and we'll have some clips up on it later on in the week. But we spoke about Antonio's role within the team now. But I don't think this guy's come to sit on a bench. Kostic doesn't want to come to us, does he? Champions League football. We'll see, James. We'll see. I've been like a love-stricken teenager waiting for a text all day. We have signed him. He is officially here. This boy will be great for us. West Ham finally making great strides in the transfer market. Took us about 10 years, but yeah, we are finally getting there. Took them 10 hours just to put his kit on store before announcement and spelled his name wrong. Come on, man. From what I've seen on YouTube, he looks like a real deal. To be fair, I don't really watch YouTube for highlights, and obviously for highlights you do, but you can't get a grasp of anyone's ability on YouTube because they only put the highlights on there. Fuck me, if you put my highlights on there, I'll be signing for West Ham next week. Doesn't mean you're a good player, but from what I've heard, I've spoken to a few Italian fans. He scores at least one goal in a month contender, one goal in a season contender a month because he gets them from 35, 40 yards. It looks like West Ham will have their best transfer window in years. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I said it was ticking along nicely. He will be like an Arnautovic, I reckon. What a quality signing he seems to have. Everything in his locker. I have to say, Scamacca does look like a talent and backed it up by being the second highest scorer in Serie A. What do you think of Ben Rama? Nothing to do with this video at all. Also, side great signing. Yeah, you've made some good signings yourself, Lee. Old school Paul, what's your thoughts on this season? We'll be giving our thoughts on this season at the weekend. Nicky, do you think we can now get Europa next season if we get the other two players in as well? Yeah, I do. I think we'll have a good season. It's going to be tough, though. A lot of clubs have made some really good signings. I don't even know how to react. I was beginning to think it was against the rules to sign a striker. I'm surprised to see so many questions over Antonio being dropped. Still a starting player for me. Really hope Scamacca is a success. We need more creative players around him. Kostic will be a good signing. Look, if you're not in the live chat, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. But Scamacca has been confirmed by West Ham. We'll all be reacting to him tomorrow. Friday Night Pints coming up on Friday, of course. And we're just getting ready for the new season now. Just over a week to go. We're getting ready for Lons. But yeah. As I said, I'm going to be looking more in depth in this tomorrow, comparing him against strikers that we've already had and getting the statistics and all that sort of stuff. So watch out for that. If you're a patron, the podcast will be up tomorrow as well. So yeah, lots coming up, lots of content, and getting ready for the season. And now we're really excited for it. Thank you very much for joining us. one thing left to say: come on, you ones.